Hey guys and girls, welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. Hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. Now. I haven't been here yesterday, was I? I know, I noticed. I noticed too. So, apologies, stuff. I've been building out the Patreon thing. And quite frankly, it was still the same old crap, to be honest with you. That was going on. Thankfully, you beautiful people have been sending in suggestions for future readings in the comments down below. And thankfully, one of us amongst the Greatest Good Village has saved us and given us an interesting subject that we'll be covering here today. However, first off, a little bit of housekeeping here in the Greatest Good Village. Over on Patreon, which is patreon.com. Hold on. Do I even still have the button? Do I have the button? Yay! Over there. Patreon.com/Greatest Good Tarot. There are some sexy new things for your spiritual fuel tank. Now, for those people who don't know, because at this present time, I still haven't released the Back to Basics course, which will be free and available to everybody here on YouTube to kind of be the safety net. This is the bare basics, the bare things that everybody can put into their what do I call it? The spiritual kind of like a cleaning routine, spiritual routine. That's the word. I had a mind fart there for a second. Anyway, so the new thing over there, which I really thoroughly recommend everybody doing, is basically I've nicknamed it kind of the year of the hermit for 2026, and officially it's actually called the year of awakening and awareness. Okay, so it's available for free people. Yeah, okay, that's all you need to know. Free. And it's released every Sunday at 9 a.m. so that you have a little kind of introduction to a particular thing, a subject to focus upon, to reflect upon, maybe do a bit of journaling. There may be kind of a little thing that you may want to do during your week after we've kind of introduced that thought. That kind of thing. Now, the important thing to remember, and this is not going to be the only thing available over there, is this one particularly, you need 2 journals. Okay, bare minimum for everything in life, I would recommend 2 journals. One is your inbox. Okay, that is your, like some people call it light working, but basically it's what you want to manifest, what you want to bring in. So the energies are there, kind of like, this is what I want, this is what I want to bring in. Thank you very much. Lovely. And then the other one is, majority of people know about kind of shadow work, releasing what no longer serves you, pushing stuff that you don't like away, that kind of thing. So an outbox. Okay. 1 journal for in, 1 journal for out. Very simple, so we don't cross the streams like Ghostbusters. Yeah, we were taught back in the that don't cross the streams, don't cross the energies. They're nice and simple. All right. So apart from that, off you go. They're available. They're for free. Now, I haven't got it to show you, unfortunately, but there is a little affinity symbol at the end of every title of that. And that means expanse. What does expanse mean? Now, at a certain paid level, you get extended everything. Okay, so on the blog post side. So it will go up to a certain point and it will give you, for free, 10, 15 minutes, maybe a bit longer, little thing, little nugget, little kind of adventure for you to do that week. Sometimes it's just a journaling thing. Sometimes it's out and about while you're doing, kind of grounding yourself and doing things on the way. So that's about, I would say about 15, maybe 20 minutes kind of activity. On the expanse, we go on a deeper dive on the particular subject and then gives you another activity to do Once again, could be journaling, could be meditating, could be grounding, could be something else. All right. So that would be more, I would say, about 30. You're looking about maybe 30, 40 minutes, roughly on average per week, kind of spiritual work. Yeah. So that's the option to you. The rule of thumb about Patreon, if you are going to purchase anything, not just me, anybody over there, because of the different payment systems and different apps and stuff like that, only do the purchases on the website. I do not wish you to be overcharged because of different systems. Go straight to the website. Doesn't matter the device. Go to the website, the browser, patreon.com/GreatScottTarot. If you wish to upgrade or wish to try out the memberships over there, do it via the website and then have the app available so that you can access it on the go. All right. So have the app, use the app. We're definitely going to be involving the app later on. But the extra goodies, as well as this new year of awakening and awareness, is available to you right now. Every Sunday at 9 a.m. Now, see, look, I'm just giving it away. Giving away stuff. There's also a little bit of feedback, which I'm going to do at the end. All right, because I really would like to have space for what we do here, to have feedback. You are such a blessing to leave messages and things like that. And a lot of them kind of resonated and things, and I just want to share them, all right? But we've been flapping too much. Let's move on into the question by one of my favourites, has to be said, the naughty minx herself from the NHS, Lucy. Hello, look, I pushed the button. I pushed it, Lucy. Hello, Lucy. This is going to be trouble. There she is. What? What happened there? We'll edit that out. Technical difficulties. So, Lucy says, hello, Chi-Chi. Hello, Lucy. I hope you and the wonderful Mrs. Chi-Chi are well. You know what? We're not too bad. Not too bad, thanks for asking. I hope you are, my sweet pea, as well, and everybody else. I hope you had a good weekend and all that jazz. Because of the shenanigans going on with other parties... Oh, you've noticed too. I thought it was rather subtle, personally, but yes. Yes, all the other shenanigans. Could you do a reading on Nigel Farage and investigate whether he has unknown scandals or skeletons in his past which could end his prime ministership ambitions? Because the wide awakers in UK are pinning their hopes that he will turn this country around. Most definitely. Most definitely. We're going to have a look into this. However, it's one of those situations where they've had 30 years to try and slam him down. Do you know what I mean? But we'll have a look into this as well. And I think we're going to expand into kind of the future of it, the outcome, in the sense of where is this reform momentum going, all that kind of jazz. Also, could you tell us if reform gets into power? Well, we're on track on that, it feels like, at the moment. Will they remove us from the ECHR, cease legal aid for illegals, and return illegals immediately? Makes it sound like it's like some sort of Amazon delivery, Prime delivery. Immediately deliver. Immediately reject. Too slow. People too slow. Immediately they enter the UK. That's fair enough. There's like maybe a catapult. Straight off the boat. No, we should. No. Well, no, hold on. No, think about this. Health and safety. We're going into water. Right, that's fine. And that, when you land, it goes squishy, doesn't it? That'll be fine. Catapult on Dover Beach. They're already wearing the high-vis vest for health and safety. Do we need to put a blinky light on for low-flying aircraft? I don't know. We'll have to do research on that one. Research and development. But I'm sure that'll work. Sure that'll be fine. Immediately. Right. Thank you very much indeed, Lucy, with 13 upvotes. Thank you very much indeed. I hope you're doing well, darling. I haven't heard from you for a little while. And for those who don't know, Lucy she comes to me with uniform. She's a very sensual person. She does like going around with a stethoscope and fondling with people and going, does it hurt? Does it hurt? Does it hurt? She knows what she's doing. She does. So thank you, Lucy. Let me bring that back up again because there was a lot to it. Let me... could we do a reading on Nigel Farage and investigate whether he has any unknown scandals or skeletons in his past which could end his PM? Also, could we tell if reform gets into the power where they remove from the ECHR? For the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always be appreciative. Yes, very, very nice. Very, very nice. Right, one more. Right. Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. Straight out. Gorgeous work. Wheel of Fortune here feels very much, well, it's basically good luck, good karma, good destiny, good. Okay, so this is just hunky-dory. This is as it goes. See what you get. That kind of malarkey. Ace of Swords. Truth, knowledge, wisdom, clarity, information, data, evidence in some cases. But this here still kind of feels as if on the up and up. Okay. There's the upset. 5 of Swords and Star card. Ooh. That's the other parties. I was waiting for it to kind of like temper tantrum. There it is. So this could be this. Yeah, this is Nige. Good old Nige. Good old Nige. This over here is the other parties preventing him from divinely guided. Okay, this feels just one card. The upset of the elites, the upset of the norm, all that kind of stuff. And remember, these people don't see that they're doing wrong. Even when, right, we found out this week, even when them cancelling elections is illegal, they don't see they're doing any problem. What? Us? No, we're the nice guys. There we go. Right? I can't believe that still. Can you? I was in my like re-editing stuff and all that kind of malarkey. I've got so much stuff for the Patreon to upload. But this one, the Year of the Hermit, was important because it was like, we've already lost a year. There's a year before this one, so I've had to which never got released because of the issues of the website. So I've rejigged the first part of this one, so you can start off and like it works, if you get me, straight in. That's what I've been working on. But it's like even yesterday when I was uploading all the stuff and it's already up there ready to go to be released over the year, and all that jazz, that I was like, what? On the radio? What? That Mr. Working people, I know things. I am very legal and brilliant. I am like a scalpel, working people of the legalese. Working people. What do you mean it's illegal? Working people. What do you mean cancelling? We're going to definitely lose working people. What? Working people. Yeah. It's like, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. But notice, still, they are stuck. Yeah? They're just like, this is a blessing. I kept saying, they're grinding to a halt. They're now stuck. They can't get anything through Parliament. They can't get government working. They can't. Obviously, we're the ones having to deal with it all. But their craziness is ground to a halt. Okay? If you can't say that's not divinely guided, just like, zoom, and then watching the karma ensue that we've been talking about for a couple of months now. So it's interesting to watch. But this is that lot. Star card, divinely guided, feel separate. It's almost kind of got an eyes on the prize kind of energy to it. Kind of This is where we're meant to be. But overall, star card, North Star, heading in the right direction. Where do we want to go? Divinely guided in some respects. It's over here. This is 1, this is 2. Right. Lovers, partnerships. Beautiful. Clubbing together, coming together, bringing different sides together. We've seen that. That's lovely. While I'm recording this, Reform is doing their announcements of stuff. So I don't know what they've announced. I know it's like their cabinet, their shadow cabinet, but yeah, I dread to think. It's like, what? There's only 8 of them. What more? I know they're going to have people from outside coming in as well, but I mean, like, But this is teaming up, clubbing together under what they want to achieve. Okay, so far so good. Nowhere is there kind of, there's anger, but there's no kind of shadiness, like hidden, like stuff in the skeletons type thing right now. Hermit. Ooh. So this is truth bombs. Yeah, because this is very, very positive corner. Truth bombs from good old Nige, which now they're going to have to reflect upon. Okay? The certain type of gang they had to reflect upon, even though they voted against the National Inquiry 3 times. But they're for women and girls. Women and girls. Never the boys, just the women and girls. Women and girls. Other truth bombs have happened. I have to say right now, my brain is so full of stuff on Patreon and re-editing things to make it available to you. I haven't really been paying attention for the last couple of days. Apart from Valentine's was very important. I've got to pay attention then. But after that, it's just like, it's full of stuff. Full of stuff. But yeah, the Hermit here, it feels like this lot, they're little having to reflect, having to kind of like pause and like, oh, they're talking about that. Oh, crap. They're talking about this. Oh, crap. You know, they don't have an answer because it's not on their radar kind of energy. Either way, these truth bombs are causing them issues because it can't be a flippant kind of answer. Yeah. So, and then we've got trapped, tied up. Yeah, but the hangman here, they need to let go basically. But they're so tied up, they're so enthused into this craziness that they're stuck. So this is what we were talking about, Labour as well as others, trapped, stuck. Stuck in the mud game, yeah? Back when we were kids at primary school kind of thing. No one's going to release them. They're stuck by their own doing, by their own arrogance. They're not doing anything. They're reflecting a little too late because they've basically got nothing else to do because they're stuck. Everything's grind to a halt. Think like the Tin Man in... he grind to a halt until someone brings the oil, kind of loosey-goosey again. Stuck. Star card, just watching. Star card is not connected to this. It doesn't feel like, even though it's like, it just feels like it's almost like the positive version of the all-seeing eye from Lord of the Rings kind of thing. Yeah, it's just like they were just watching. You're getting your karma. You get be good boys and girls, nothing will go wrong. We're getting your karma. And then we've got the Chariot, determination. Beautiful. King of Pentacles, it's against their principles. Who knew that they've got principles? What they are and how they tell us are two completely different things, mind you. But we've got the King of Pentacles here. The glorified accountant of the deck. This is kind of like the feelings and all that kind of stuff that we're used to, right? Two of Pentacles, rocking the boat. Keeps coming up, Two of Pentacles, doesn't it? That kind of no sure footing, kind of like foundation built on sand, that kind of energy. So good old Nigel Farage here, not a problem. There doesn't seem to be anything that they can use, scandals, skeletons, anything like that. All very determined, all on the up and up. This side over here, as I said, the star is by itself. Everything here in this diamond is kind of Lib Dems, Labour, the norm, conventional way of doing things, that kind of stuff. I thought it was... This is the sort of tomfoolery here, right? And the virtue signalling is basically what the King of Pentacles is all about. Their feelings, what they feel like. How do you feel? The Lib Dems, Ed Davey, we don't have a nickname for him because we just can't be bothered, quite frankly. It's not that we don't, we respect him. It's not like Rupert Lowe. He doesn't have a nickname because we respect him. You know what I mean? He's a good lad, yeah? Ed Davey, Slapathon, there we go, we sorted it. He is, he's just another one of the numpties, isn't he? Let's be honest. He tweeted out, I saw this bit, he tweeted out that, it was like, oh yes, we've done things, we stood up to Labour, and because of like our thoughts and things, and we did stuff, and it was like we got the overturned on the local elections, and isn't that great? And like everybody on the news, even I was like, what did you actually do? Only Reform took them to court. And it's because they were supposed to be in court on Thursday, they suddenly, Labour is like, oh, whoopsie daisy, we're going to lose this because it's illegal. We best kind of... And it's not just like, oh, whoopity-doo. Oh, it's, oh, okay, but just we're going to stop. They're having to pay Reform for their legal bills. Right? On the scale of kind of misunderstandings in courts, that's a big one for them to actually go, whoopsie daisy, and we're also paying for this, and we'll also pay for that, and we're absolutely sorry, oopsie daisy, never mind us, don't worry about it. Now, to do all that, that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. And Lib Dems are in the background kind of like, oh yeah, we did something. It's like, what did you actually do? Yeah? Overarching energy, Queen of Swords. Cold, harsh, honest, always honest. Bit of a knee-jerk reactor, bit cold, but always fair, honest, truth, to the point. Okay. Page of Pentacles, planting the seed of opportunity. Very, very nice. So between the Ace of Swords here, Queen of Swords, like we were talking about, truth bombs, that kind of thing, that they have no answers to, where they're going to have to kind of keep scurrying away to find the right answer to come back. Heading towards planting seed of opportunity. Okay? That's the winning. Yeah? So overall, as a foundation to this reading, very, very good. Very, very good. Now, for the new boys and girls, we're now going to go into what we consider the gossip, right? We call it gossip because that's what it is. But it's the energy surrounding. Okay, if we're going to get technical. And we always shuffle on screen. We don't edit anything out. So you know that there is, I'm not stacking the deck. I'm not doing anything in particular. We all see the cards at the same time. And because that's how we roll. You know, others pre-shuffle, and they can do that. That's their prerogative. That's their doings and all that kind of stuff. But no, we shuffle. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Right. Thank you. One more. Okay. And then I desperately need a slurper coffee. Slurperoo. We'll cut the deck and then we'll have a slurperoo. Right. Cut the deck. And cheers, my dears. Cheers, my dears. Oh, that's nice. It's just a simple black coffee. Someone asked, it's a simple black coffee. Okay. 2 scoops. That's the important bit. 2 scoops. You want to feel the kick. And then a nice bit, a dollop of honey in it. That's the kicker. Cheers, my dears. There we go. Oh, no. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So, Wheel of Fortune, we have drawing up lines. Military plane. This is just like, what's the word I'm looking for? The game of battleships. Politics. It's not a big, it's kind of the art fair. Is that supposed to be, is that right? The art of the game. It, like drawing up plans, drawing up lines, that kind of thing. Wheel of Fortune underneath, up and up. Good luck, good karma, good destiny, good. All good. Okay. Ace of Swords, so many people are hearing the truth bombs. So many people are resonating with the truth. They've got a following. They've got a much bigger, it's like, this, and it's maybe me just being a little bit kind of, we have been here before, in some respects, where I think Labour has always been the biggest party with people for many, many years. Yeah, but like, remember back in UKIP days, Brexit party days. Do you see what I mean? It's like we have been here before, but this is the first time that you know, Reform has now become the biggest members. So many people are there. So many people are listening to the truths. So many people are hearing an alternative spin, if you get me. So overall, there's cut through. Okay, so already very, very good. Five of Swords. They're going to try a cyber attack, but basically smear campaign in any which way possible. Okay. This could also be because I'm noticing he's sitting on books. Yeah, like lever arch folder type books. That could be. Hold on, what did Lisa actually say? The skeletons in the unknown scandals or skeletons in his past, which could end his PM aspirations. That's the research. They need to stop this in any which way possible. That's the research right here. Notice he's even looking at this lot, right? We need to bring this down in some way, shape, or form. But then we've already heard about this. Even though it's not Labour together under Morgan McSweeney, going after journalists, doing the research of journalists, like into journalists' past and all that kind of stuff that's been coming out. Yeah, this ain't new to them. I wonder if they'll spend another couple of thousand on strangely an American company to do this research. Now, Star Card, Divinely Guided, by itself at the moment. Underground in hiding. We may need to dinky deck that. That feels like a spin-off. If this was like an 8-part kind of series, like Doctor Who, that's Torchwood all of a sudden. That's kind of that's a weird kind of spin-off there. So, lovers. There we go. Wake up. Now, this is the Enlightenment cards. We've got 4 of them in this deck. Okay, same with the wind changes and all that kind of stuff. There's always 4 types of wind change. There's all 4 types of... This is a huge enlightenment. So many people waking up. So many people realizing how the system is working against them. This is also kind of like drawing up plans to go against the system, all that kind of stuff. The Hermit. Downgraded. They don't know what to do. So many people. Hangman. The big city. All tied up. But we're in our ivory towers. Yeah? Arrogance. There's no wisdom. It's all arrogance and feelings like we talked about here. The virtue signaling down here. Yeah? Don't you know who we are type people. Desperately in behind the scenes to find anything on them. Like I said, he's been around for 30 odd years. And the best they could do with The Guardian for months on end was about, 50 years ago in a school once. Do you know what I mean? It's like, really? That's the one that you're going to try and keep going for months on end on the front page type thing, Guardian? That's the one. Okay. That's the one. The Chariot here, determination, unclear. Ooh. They're not sharing the wealth, the data. I was going to say the wealth there because that's the kind of the general energy here, but the data, not this. This is separate. Like I said, investigative, trying to get into anyone, anything, just to kind of smear campaign, that kind of stuff. I would be, especially if I'm Labour, okay, I would be very, very careful about starting this game because, what we know, flipping it, Kimmy, we won't say it here, right? But Kimmy labelling them last week at PMQs, what they did, certain type of apologist, got to be careful, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Got people, even I've said here, you've got to do your little research, just little scrape, and then you'll, got to be careful. The unknown here is how bad it truly is. This is the awakening, light, all good, okay? In the zone, enlightened. It's almost as if this is the master plan. This is like they don't know how to attach the master plan. They can't get ready because there's data missing or not shared or they're still kind of being locked out. Because I don't know, the best I can understand, right, and I have been thinking about this a little while, and maybe this is a positive, I don't know, right? Because you've always got, the minister and the shadow minister, yeah? And all I could gather is they work at the same place together or have access to the same buildings and they can see things and, that kind of thing. Or maybe I'm in kind of some sort of weird, wouldn't it be nice kind of thing. But there's something here about not seeing the full picture because obviously it's the moon. You only see 25% of it, roughly, because that's the in a full moon, that's the amount compared to sunlight, like moonlight is. Full moon, clear day, about 25%. So you're only seeing 25%. Okay, so that's why it's unclear. All their virtue signaling is going to be mainstream news. Hurty words. They kind of try and branding, labeling again, right? Two of Pentacles. But there's the rescue. The rescue plan is here from this topsy-turvy. They don't know the full picture. Reform doesn't know the complete situation. But the rescue plan is being formed, okay? Hurty words, hurty feelings, kind of clasping at their pearl necklace and all that rubbish. Clasping, did I say? I don't know. All that over here. Desperation, desperation, desperation. This, like I said, is going to be a spin-off. Overarching energy, solution to the problem. Exactly. Heart, multiple hearts. Underlying, imprisoned, detained. Yes. Downgraded. Certain people detained. Certain people locked up. Cause and effect. I'm being drawn to complete the outcome, okay? And then we'll spin off the three that will be here, all right? So let me do the outcome. Because this could be a revolutionary new spin-off show over here. That can run for at least 4 series. You know what I mean? It'll be amazing, and it'll be like, wow, we didn't even realize that could be a thing. But let's get all the characters for that spin-off first. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. So, outcome to this reading, please. Outcome to this reading, please. Right. Okay. So far, to answer directly, they got nothing. So how's this going to, and the outcome should be for, if reform gets into power, will they remove us from ECHR and legal aid stuff and all that? So that's part where we need to be focusing on as well. Okay. Hermit. Interesting. They've been downgraded. They've been pressured out. They've been kind of mainstream. Oh, virtue signal, tick boxing, all that rubbish. Because it's interesting because I've had to restructure. I know it's not an upsell. It's free, right? But like the whole kind of the year of the hermit type thing. Restructure the beginning of it. So that you can start this year, because like I said, originally this would be year 2. And the original year, I'm not going to publish because obviously it's out of sync now and it's wasted. But it was interesting, kind of rejigging that, like the hermit here has got the star card in the lantern. Okay. We don't normally talk about this, right? So the divinely guided, the star over here is going to be, is what he's reflecting. He's the one he's not been banished. He's the one that's chosen to be the hermit, to reflect, to review. So it's interesting that they've tried to, it's hard to, right. They're the hermit here, right? Once again, the lantern with the star in it, yeah? If you've got a deck that does not have the star in the lantern, then bin to the bin, out. This is one of my favorite little Easter eggs. So, the mainstream, as it were, okay. So Labour, Lib Dems, not the Greens, the Tories. They've tried to lean into the hermit. They've tried to reflect, review, all that kind of stuff. But they're downgraded. They can't connect. Okay? They can't upgrade. They've been downgraded. They can't connect to the star that we've got over here. Now, they're connecting to the star. Do you see what I'm saying? It's almost like the phone calls from Labour, Lib Dems, Tories, the phone calls to God, Spirit, Universe, whatever you want to call them, are being rejected. The secretaries go, sorry, God's out playing golf right now, or he's in a meeting, or whatever, yeah? Can I take a message? They've been downgraded. The message isn't connecting. It ain't getting there. Hermit, over here now, feels like he's in the groove. Page of Pentacles, once again, offer. Okay, the Page of Pentacles is like this is the almost like phases. I keep getting phases with them. This is what we're going to achieve first. So this is the ECHR. This is the Bill of Rights and all that kind of rubbish. Which I'm actually really excited for. Okay, because if anyone goes. If anyone goes, oh, but you won't have any rights, you won't have this, you won't have that. It's not for the government to give us the rights. Okay? This is like America in some, because they stole it from us. Obviously, they spun off into a different direction, but primarily they've stolen what we have here. Okay? 200, 300 years ago. So, their kind of understanding before the kind of revolution is exactly the same. Okay, their basic understandings are roughly the same. So we have God-given rights. We were born with rights. It's not from Tony Blair, 98, I think it is. It's not for Tony Blair, his ilk government to distribute your rights. That's what the Bill of Rights does. Okay? It's almost like saying, what you mean, like back in the 60s, they had no rights. Behave. They had all the rights in the world, right? Did you see the skirts? I mean, they could do whatever they want, right? Because it wasn't for the government. The government wasn't intruding. It was born to them, yeah? Back to the 1800s. Scavy, maybe a dodgy one. But overall, it's like that was their rights. Do you see what I mean? Their rights and liberties and freedoms and stuff like that. It wasn't decreed by somebody. It was given. It was automatic. It was a given, I should say, not given, distributed. Okay? That's this here. So that's your ECHR. That's your phase 1. Getting out of, I think it feels like more though, for some reason. It feels more like, it could be a Trumpy Trump style. It could be kind of like, for some reason I'm getting paperwork, treaties, that kind of thing. Like, similar to what he's done recently, Trumpy Trump did with the was it 160 treaties? Or he just came out of? Something like that. It's not just ECHR there. That feels like up and down. That feels like across the board certain things. And that feels like phase 1. Cyber attack. Trying to balance it out. That doesn't feel good though. That feels like it's a reverse state. So they're trying to balance out, but they're out of sorts in themselves, so they can't balance themselves. Does that make sense? So it's like a counterintuitive. They're trying to balance it out, but it's in its reverse state where, because they're not in like grounded and balanced, they can't also then do the balance. I'm sure that made sense somewhere. Our favourite spin-off show has quick movements, quick decisions, quick. Okay. Spin-off coming soon. So, surprise attack, the awakening, there's the Ten of Swords. Okay, now, Ten of Swords. That is partly this lot, partly it's the betrayal of it's. Do you remember when it was like it must be a year ago now, isn't it? Yeah, yes, it is over. Yeah. So you know when Trumpy Trump went in and within a week, wasn't it? Within a day, a week, the border was sorted. Do you know that? Remember that? And the rest of us was like literally like across. You can go back. Like so many podcasts and YouTubers and everything else is like literally saying, "What, is that easy? You mean all this time it was that easy and you could have done it, and it's like, and you chose not to." It's that kind of like the realization that this diamond here don't give a crap. If they wanted to, they could, but they don't. It's that kind of energy. That's the betrayal here. This is the kind of the surprise wake up enlightenment here. That's the kind of, so you mean all this time, ... You mean we've lived in kind of relative poverty. I'm just grabbing crap out my flappy bot here. All this time, ... suppressed wages all this time ... but it could have just been done like this and it's done. Are you kidding me? That kind of energy. May not just be, are you kidding me? maybe a bit more extreme than that. But it's that sort of realization. And then this hoodwinking. It feels like a hoodwinking energy. Downgraded. They're going to push back. Are they just? They're always going to push back. Big city, The lovers trying to partner up, trying to push it back. Unknown, there's the fight. Notice here was the swords falling out properly. I know the temperance is in reverse. They're not, this lot are not in a balanced state. The 5 of Wands here feels like it's a situation where there's so much wrong that it's the priority list. People arguing over what about us? Or at least don't forget about us, right? Please, like, we're in desperate straits as well. We appreciate we're all in the same boat, but can we at least get moving, please? It's like phase 1, but really it's like, come on, guys. The water's quite high now. We need some help. In different communities, in different areas, that kind of stuff, in different regions, places. People, real people. That's what this infighting feels like. It doesn't really feel like an infight. People get it. Everyone's getting it. Everyone's seeing across the board. Everyone's in the same boat. Desperate, like we all need change and stuff. Can we hurry it along, please? Mainstream news. Queen of Swords. Interesting, she's come out twice. This feels very much like this diamond here is going to be almost like Captain Hindsight from South Park. Comes in after the fact, oh, you should have had that, and you should have had that, and you should have had that, and that, and that, and that, and off they went. Thank you, Captain Hindsight. It's like, for a little while, Stuttery Starmer was called Captain Hindsight before he got voted in type thing. Because it was always after the fact that he always had to that, fucking people. This is what this feels like here. Partnering up to try and lure people away. People realize, but with this betrayal, I don't think they're ever, like, the trust is broken with this diamond. It's just an arrogance. They think they can, like, oh, it's all falling apart now, isn't it? It's all kind of, you should come back to us. We know how to run things kind of energy. And the last card here, King of Cups. No, people are secure, emotionally secure. It's like you had your chances. You've had 100 years between you, and you got to this point. Do you see what I'm saying? And this betrayal here of how quickly things can change, how quickly things could move and shake, how quickly the necessary movements start happening, even though it's not fast enough for some people, which is fair enough, because it's like I said, it's not a kind of hurry up kind of arrogance. It's a desperation. It's like, oh, don't forget about, us, please. But there's just so much to fix, if you get me, that it's what order. Taken out, though. Uprooted, taken out. Yeah, this lot is uprooted, taken out. So the betrayal, like I said, the betrayal is the realization that the clique, the elite, have purposely designed it this way, and now it's so easy to undo. You see what I mean? It's that kind of thing. Overarching energy, victory, success. See what I mean? Yeah? We're all winners, baby. We're all winners. And then it's plotting, planning, scheming. What do we want to do next? Okay? That's a sexy card. I wasn't expecting a sexy card like that. Of course, it's victory, success, of course. But I mean, like, and now what? Really? Here? Just like, yes, we're not trying to, we're British, we're still queuing, but we're still like, hurry up, please, kind of thing. Fair enough. But from a place of comfort, security, emotional security, we're like, it's okay. The change is here, but can we hurry up, please? So after the victory of fixing things, suddenly it's like, and now what? Let's level up together, baby. Yeah, that's a sexy card. That is a sexy card. So this lot here can plot and plan and scheme and throw people under the bus and like a better offer. Like, this is the trinkets. This is the thing that they always do. EU with passports control and pet passports and the trinkets and the things, and it'd be easier and that kind of stuff, unless you don't play ball, and then suddenly we turn everything off and you have to queue for 6 hours. Do you see it? Yeah, because it's a punishment. It's your punishment. How dare you go against what they want? That's that. That's the phase one. This diamond here, the partnering up to try and smear. This feels like it's honest, but it's twisting the knife kind of energy. It feels like it's salt in the wound kind of energy, bitterness energy from that, where it's now it's their turn, everyone's turn to like bitch and moan of how crap the government is, but really they're bitching and moaning because the whole shebang that they've been salivating over and building over 30, 40 years is now being ripped apart. It's like, no, we're going back to how it used to be. You had your chance, we're ripping it apart. Excuse me. Right. So, how are we doing? Oh, dear. I didn't realize how long. Sorry. Right. So, I was hoping to get to feedback, but we've got to spin out. We'll do feedback tomorrow, all right? We'll do it because there's some sexy stuff that I really want to share with the village, and you know that. So we'll do feedback tomorrow. So we've got the star card, hiding, underground in hiding, quick movement. This is obviously a bunker. Could say stuttery starmer, but I found coffee. Shh. So, Let me get the dinky deck here. So, I've been told to shuffle as well. Okay. So we'll have to shuffle. So bear with us here. So can we get the spin off here with the star card, the underground and hiding, and the 8 of Wands, please. For the greatest good for all consent. Thank you. Okay. Star card, hiding, underground and hiding. I can say words, shush. 8 of Wands. What's this? There's the victory on the wonk. So it ends up with the victory, but we've got... Three of Wands. Underlying energy. Truth, the judgment of truth. The trumpet and the judgment of truth. There we go. It's very beautiful indeed. Truth. What did we have? Truth, we had it twice for reform and stuff. We've got it once for them, but it's smeared with jealousy, bitterness. So the victory on the wonk, 6 of Wands on the wonk. This feels as if this is not wanting to miss out. The hiding underground is like, oh, this is us. I was wondering who this was. So like, we got us down here, the 5 of Wands. But this is like you and me, kind of like, this could be like small businesses and pubs and stuff like that, and fair do, fair right, yeah? This is us as in like families. Are we going to miss out in the victory and success? Are we going to miss out on this kind of thing? We're trying to just keep our head down and trying surviving. This is the lifeboat kind of scenario, similar to over here. But from a family point of view, okay, so 8 of Swords, 2 of Wands. Feeling trapped. We don't want to miss out on the... Now, remember, the 6 of Wands was not completely in reverse. It wasn't completely upright. It was on a wonk. That's why it's staying on the wonk, okay? It's like it can go either way, but We're feeling trapped. We're feeling stuck, imprisoned in our own home, in our own communities, and the jobs that we have, whatever it may be. Aspiration is gone. Aspiration comes back, but currently aspiration is gone. The quick movement here of the Eight of Wands, the quick decisions of phase one, is really going to need to kind of hit quick. But like I said, there's so much that needs to be fixed. There's 30 years of crap that needs to be resolved, if you get what I'm saying. So it's like to rejig it all in like 6 months. Yeah, you can get rid of some legislation, but you know what I mean. The Ten of Swords betrayed over here. Want to keep, obviously, the Mumsy card, Queen of Pentacles, the Authority, determination. So it is, there's definitely a drive, there's definitely a meaning, but they're trapped by everything, which is by design, let's be honest, to trap us all, yeah? Let's look at digital IDs. Right, can I just for the record, it is not a U-turn over digital IDs. I don't care how many times GB News and all the others say, oh, this is the 15th U-turn, blah, blah, blah. They are still building the sodding software and the system and the program and everything else, right? They're still building it. A U-turn is when it is completely cancelled. They are still spending £2 billion on it, okay? So it is not a U-turn. All the others that you have mentioned, yes, they are U-turns, but it is not a U-turn. It's still being built. It's just not mandatory anymore at the moment. It's not mandatory. It just means that you won't be able to access anything unless you have it. So it's a consent by force and bullying, which is nothing new for this diamond people, is it really? Just, yeah. Anyway, so it's interesting that this here feels, and some people are going to get upset with me, and I am sorry, but this is, yeah. It feels as if you as a family, not just you, but everyone, you and me, right? Our level need to meet halfway. Yeah? We've been so used to pushed away, pushed down, into our bunker, go away, you're not worthy, you're not necessary unless you vote for us, all that kind of stuff. Got the Emperor over here as well coming out. It's finding your power again. Finding your voice again. Realizing that you're not trapped, right? You need to be aspirational, plotting, planning, scheming, that kind of thing. It's like meeting halfway, okay? We can't base it, Three of Wands, we can't base it on what's been traditional for us the last 30 years. But instead, it's like we're going to meet halfway to get the victory. Okay? Divinely guided. This is the divinely guided. For us, instead of being pushed away, hiding, we need to get out of this entrapment. Start plotting, planning, scheming. Quick movements. It's like a snowball effect. I'm getting with the quick movements, Eight of Wands. So, you're going to get bored to tears for me to say this. Okay? All right? But this is similar to what I would say about the spiritual fuel tank. Yeah? If you're not doing some sort of spiritual routine, okay, on a reasonably regular basis, like your food, yeah? You eat 2 or 3 times a day to get energy to move and shake and groove, okay? If you stop doing that, bad things happen. It ain't good. It's not good. So, similar with the spiritual fuel tank, okay? You need to fuel it. You need to put the fuel in so that you can manifest, plot, plan, scheme. Okay? Meet halfway. So we need to get away from this into the plotting, planning, scheming, manifesting, that kind of stuff. Okay? But this here, 3 of Wands, isn't, oh, look how great things are coming in. Okay? This 3 of Wands is, you can't judge this next chapter by what you know, what's previously happened. Okay? Because we've been almost like, as a nation, we've kind of been groomed into this kind of socialism kind of mentality. They're kind of their Garden of Eden, as it were. But we can't base our future on our past. Yeah, is the best way of describing it, because it's all changed now. Okay, it's all changed and it's divinely guided. So it's divinely guided for us to kind of take control back, but we've got to meet halfway. And this is the time to start building on that loveliness. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But like I said, this victory is on the wonk because, we're still in this mentality over here under Labour and Conservatives. Sit down, shut up, just pay the taxes, right? What do you know? And we now need to think more into how things used to be. What do we actually want to manifest? What do we actually want to build? That kind of thing. And be part of the communication. So be an active participant now. So the Kipper deck. Okay. All right, one more. So just so you know, my biggest goal at the moment for the Patreon, I know you're going to get bored to tears, rolling eyes, blah, 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 is to finish off putting up resources for spiritual growth, filling up that spiritual fuel tank, that kind of thing. Because I am sitting on so much, like it's gigabytes and terabytes at this point of stuff that I'm reviewing, that I've written over the years, that I'm reviewing and trying to redo and rejig and put it into an order. Okay. It does not, I need to keep repeating this because it's very important to me, is that I do not care if you go through organized religions, okay, or you do kind of like new age hippie kind of like, this is good stuff, man, whatever it is, right? It's the destination that matters, the goal, okay? So you can use stuff from Patreon, our site, or not. It's completely up to you. Yes, we're closing. This is one of the reasons why we're closing the memberships here, because you simply put, you get more over there than over here. Okay, and we're making sure that we're secure and safe and stuff. If you don't know why we're doing it, there is a free first episode of the podcast. It's an audio thing for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I just explain it all. Okay. So that we all have the same understanding. If you haven't heard that, go across there. It's free. You don't have to sign up or anything. You can just do it, right? I don't think you need to sign up for it's free. But anyway, what do I know? I'm already logged in. I'm the one running it, so I don't know. There will be, because the certain levels will have access to certain things. There will be a new podcast coming out soon, just to catch you up on where things are going. So if you have access to that, that's where you're going to know things first. Okay. Same with The Expanse. When I'm doing a blog post from the desk of GG, kind of like keeping you up to date with what I'm doing and where I'm going and all that kind of stuff. The Expanse side of that is kind of like tells you where, like, the next timeline and stuff, like where I'm going to do next. This week, there should be stuff for the moon cycle to get you starting using that. Remember, there are 3 particular phases of the moon. Most people talk about the 2. If they don't talk about the 3rd one, then quite frankly, you don't know what they're talking I said that in a loving way, but not in an arrogant way, because I know something you don't. No. There are 3 phases, each 28 days, 29 days. New moon, full moon, and then when the moon is in your star sign, okay? Those blog posts should be coming out literally in the next 24 hours or so. Just need to go over them again, like double check, editing kind of thing, and they will be released. I'll say this now, for the Expanse side, you will not, like at launch, you will not get everything that you should be getting on those 3. Okay? For the Expanse side, eventually, because I need to rework them slightly, I need to redesign them slightly because they're not quite up to scratch for my liking at the moment. Once I've done that, and I will tell you here, you will also have available handout print-offs that you can download as well from the Expanse side for those 3 moon cycles things, okay? Different things that you can just print off each month and work with in your own way. All right? Stuff like that. That's why you're paying the extra for the Expanse, because you get the extra sexy. All right? And and I know this sounds like a pitch, but it really isn't. It's just to kind of put it into context, okay? The additional income that comes in from all these this membership and stuff like that genuinely helps, because it can pay for books and pay for time for research and time for editing and time for that, so that you're not only paying for access of now, but you're paying for what's coming next. If you get me, it's the investment in the time for the future. If you see what I'm saying, if that resonates and makes sense, thank God for that. But yeah, you know where it is. Remember, just the website. Don't do it via don't want you to get overcharged for something that's clearly costed at one thing, right? Pay on the website via the browser. You can use the app to access on the go. All right, that's the way. That's the rule of thumb. Anyway, sorry about that. But toil and labor, wealthy man, great fortune, occupation. Lovers again. They're going to, this is going to be a situation where the only thing they've got to talk about is how reform is funded, how reform is getting its money, how reform, that kind of element. Okay. That's all they can work on to try and shut this down, because the connections and like the lovers here, the partner, as we talked about before, the partnership, where the money is. Yeah. They're like, I'm surprised desperation hasn't come out, to be honest with you. This is the sort of energy. They're trying to put the work in to scupper all this, but which says a lot about fair play for them, doesn't it? Says a lot about that. Well, they can't call them fascists now because they've won for keeping elections instead of removing elections. It's just overarching energy, high honor. This is like I said, it feels like desperate, the despair card, where they can't meet the standards that are being set. All right? It's that kind of energy. Underlying energy, bad health, they're screwed. So, yeah, we're doing good. Okay? But your homework from this, you're going to meet halfway. Yeah? I'm being reminded of the Titanic at the end. All right? Winslet, who clearly had space on that door for more than one, right? So she was selfish on there, snob, right? Let's go, Jack. Remember that? Where she, Jack. And by the way, because he sank, he was still alive. That's how. If he floated, he would have been dead. That's how we know that she basically killed Jack as well. So anyway, so Winslet's on the boat. Someone's come back. One of the life rafts come back. And is anybody out there? Remember that bit, right? Spoiler alert, the ship sinks. So splashing around. She's like, finally, Jack. And then she finally finds a whistle. She goes off the board, even though there was space for 2. And then she splashes around in freezing water to finally get to someone with a whistle. Yeah, to then get the lifeboat to come to save her, right? Lifeboat comes halfway. She's gone halfway. She's made the effort. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about here, okay? So we start filling the fuel tank. We start kind of putting the routine, spiritual routine in order. We start kind of think of aspirationally instead of feeling that we're stuck. Where do we want to be? What do we want to manifest? Where do we want to go? Taking control back, but we've got to meet halfway. Okay? Excellent. Chef kiss. Why not? Mwah. There we go. We haven't done it for a while. So, be like Winslet, kill Jack. No, don't do it. No, be like Winslet, meet halfway. That's the rule of thumb that we're trying to get here. That's the life lesson. We knew it's something. Anyway, I know there's a lot to go on here. I hope you're having a good time and all that kind of jazz. A lot more information, like I said, we'll be talking about in the podcast, so we don't have to waffle so much here. But until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.